Greetings Helldivers! FiOth here, and in this guide I'm gonna share with you 5 functions/settings that the game doesn't really explain but can make your enjoyment of the game that much grander and your life that much easier. Really simple stuff, but since they're tucked out of the way, you might never stumble upon them unless you tinker with your settings. Let's get to it! Tip number 1. You can dictate the firing mode of most of your weapons, something that applies especially drastically to automatics. You hold the reload button, and by clicking right, you circle between auto, semi-auto or burst fire. This will alter the firing profile of the weapon in your hands. So this is auto. Then I go semi, 1 bullet per pull of the trigger, and then I go burst for 3 bullet bursts. This is the Defender SMG, and according to what you're using, its usage will change, but in this way you can help the gun perform to the best of its abilities according to the situation. Tied to the previous tip, you can go into Options, Gameplay, and click the Remember Weapon Functions choice. This will remember the firing setting that you have calibrated for each of your weapons. Be warned, I'm playing the second day of the game's release, and some things generally don't save, like the title I pick, for example, or the emote at the end of the mission reverts back to default. This might revert back to default as well. But as it stands, by having this on the yes toggle means that you will save the functions of your weapon's firing mode. Tip number 3, especially for nighttime incursions, as you see here, you have the option to always have a flashlight turned on. Again, you hold your reload button, and you can click between automatic, that will turn it on when there is no light source, on, that will have it always on, as you can see here, illuminating the surroundings, and off will have the flashlight always off. Why would you turn it off? Well, apparently enemies can get agitated by the light and come to your position, so if you're gonna be stealthy, especially on the higher difficulty settings, you might want to keep this off. Tip number 4. Sometimes it pays to fire your weapon through your iron sights, like so. Problem is that you might be aiming like this, then you have to reload, and then you go back to aiming mode, you will be at third person. When under heavy assault by the enemies, you don't want to have to toggle first and third person view. So what you can do is go into Options, Gameplay, and remember aim mode. Now you have some choices here. You can go off and it will revert to third person view always. You can go per weapon, which will remember each of your weapon's preferred firing modes, or global, which will always revert to the last applied point of view. So if you have it in first person or through the iron sights mode, all your weapons when aimed will be aiming down sights. If you have it in third person, every single weapon will be aiming third person. Few exceptions to these are weapons like the anti-material rifle that always aims through the scope, so keep that in mind in case you're getting worried that your settings are not saved. An important aiming modifier that people versed in competitive shooters are probably familiar with is aiming friction, also known as stickiness. Helldivers 2 is not a PvP game, but there is nonetheless no understating the effectiveness of an aiming sight that will stay on target when you're running away, or will allow you to stay on target when you're focusing down the bigger foes. In order to intensify this effect as much as possible, you go to Controller, all the way down, and go to Controller Sticky Aim. Then you push right and take this value up to 1.0, which is the maximum you can have. So, this is it, Helldivers. I hope at least some of these tips were useful to you. I'm bringing you a Helldivers 2 vid every single day. Make sure you take these two out, and until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive for perfection. Cheers!